Hey, what's up, guys? Today's a little bit of a VQ day, so I'm gonna get the garage open here and explain what we're doing. Alright, so as you guys know, and I've explained to you probably like 15 times already, we had to tap into this coolant pipe back here and put in a mechanical thermostat. Now, the first time we put it in, it leaked, so I took it out and I wrapped it in Teflon tape and I put it back in, and it's still leaking. So, I'm going to pull the whole pipe out and I'm going to take it over to Tyler, and then Tyler is going to weld it in there, because if it's welded in there, it can't leak, right? Pretty much the point I'm at with it. I'm tired of playing these games. I really want this car to run. I really want to be able to drive it. I'm not trying to keep on having these issues, and if I don't get it permanently dealt with, it's going to be something that I constantly worry about. So I think that if we weld it, that'll probably solve the issue, and then we'll be good to move forward. So I'm going to pull off the plenum again, pull off the intake manifold, and get this coolant pipe back out again, hopefully for the last time, and then go and get that taken care of. So, if you guys are new here, make sure you hit like, comment down below, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. You already know that. And if you've already done that, I appreciate you so much. So, let's get to today's video. So I got the plenum off once again. Time to dig through all this stuff and get out the coolant pipe. I got it out. I don't like doing this. This is not fun. Over and over again. I think this is like the third time. What a mess. Alright, so I grabbed some JB Weld from the store. It's actually the marine weld, so it's good for waterproofing stuff. And it specifically states aluminum on there. It doesn't say anything about brass or copper. I'm not sure if this is a brass or a copper fitting. Considering it broke, it's probably pretty soft. So I'm just going to JB Weld this in here, hope for the best. Probably going to do the same thing with this temp sensor, because that might also be leaking. And then this cheap coolant reservoir I got off eBay, the nozzle needed to be bent, and I accidentally bent it a little bit too far and broke it, so I need to JB Weld that as well. So I'm gonna get to that real quick, and then we're gonna put them back on the car. Alright, so I got a little bit of JB Weld on everything. Not really sure if this is gonna work. I don't know. I've seen it used for worse things. I don't know. Out here in Florida, like, I've seen people out at the compound crack their oil pan and then repair their oil pan with JB Weld, fill the thing back up and send it. I've seen people fix a crack in an engine block and send it for like 20 plus years. I haven't personally seen it, but I've heard stories about it. So I imagine this will work just fine. I'm going to take little silicone caps and just put them over it because it'll look a lot better. Yeah, so I'm sure it'll work just fine, and I'm excited to to not have any more leaks. So once this all dries, I'll be putting it all back together and seeing how it worked. So while I wait for all the JB Weld to cure, which should take about a day, just to be safe, I don't want to run it early and potentially mess it up or, you know, do anything that could cause issues down the road. So I'm gonna start working on the BMW M52, and I'm gonna start refreshing the engine. We already got the oil pan gasket on, so that's all good. I have valve cover gaskets, I have all the other stuff, so I'm gonna get to doing that. Alright, so as you guys saw, we got as much put on the M52 as we could. We're just waiting on a front main seal, a rear main seal, and then a clutch and flywheel kit. So once we get those, we'll be putting the M52 back together completely and then throwing it back in the BMW. So as you guys saw in the video earlier, we got a bunch of JB Weld and we sealed up this coolant overflow pot because it's cheap, and the output on the bottom was facing straight out and was hitting the tub in there, so I had to bend it up. When I bent it up, it cracked and was leaking, so I sealed that up. I sealed up the ports that go to the bottom of the throttle body because we're not in, we're not in a northern climate. We're not anywhere where it snows, so the throttle body isn't gonna be freezing and is gonna be needing coolant or anything like that. So we got this port all blocked off. We got the extra port in the back of this coolant pipe blocked off, and then on the other side here, there's one more right here. So we got that blocked off as well. So I'm gonna throw some caps over them with a clip just because it looks a little bit cleaner, and yeah, just aesthetics, you know how I am. I'm gonna RTV it on, it should be good there, and then I'll be finishing bleeding out the coolant system and then making sure that's all good to go. So when I start the car and it gets to temp, everything, works properly. I was gonna try to get the car ready to drive, but I spoke with a couple people who I trust the opinion of, and they said it probably wouldn't be the smartest idea to drive the car open header, just because the AFRs are gonna get an improper reading and then make my engine run super lean. So I'm not really trying to, build up that excess carbon really fast just to take the car for a drive. So first drive is kind of delayed until I can gather the funds to get my exhaust. I'm basically going to be going with the ISR VQ S13 long tube headers. They don't really create any gains, but for the sake of having something that can bolt up and mount to any of their products easily, it seems to be the best option. But we're getting ready to wrap the BMW up here, and then we're going to be working on the MR2s. So once that's done, we'll have the MR2s here. We're going to be swapping those, and then this Sunday, I'm grabbing a shell. You guys don't know what it is yet, but let's just say this KA ain't going to be sitting on an engine stand too much longer, specifically because it's going into Tyler's car, but then I have a shell that I'm getting that's going to go into. So stay tuned for that, and of course, thank you guys for watching the videos, and if you got anything to say, make sure you say it down below. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.